of course, I'm using a little persuasion trick. Do you recognize it? What persuasion trick am I using? Maybe more than one. Let's see how good you are at spotting them now. I've been training you for a few years. I'll read it again, and then you tell me what persuasion trick. Yeah, laundry list is one of them, but there's another one I'm going for. All right? See if you can catch it. My minimum required for unity with Democrats is an apology for the fine people hoax, drinking bleach hoax, and the Russia collusion hoax. In 5 seconds, I can show you a fact that disproves your original thought. Didn't work. Not ever. So here's the new technique. I tweeted today my minimum requirement for unity with Democrats. Now, Democrats are calling for unity, some of them anyway, and I like the concept of unity, and I like anytime a national leader calls for unity, we should take that pretty seriously. And I think that the United States should have as its very strong goal to be unified. Of course, you need a system to get there. But here is what I would recommend. In order to get good with somebody, it helps if you tell them what it would take. Because you don't want somebody who's trying to find some unity with you just guessing what you need, right? It just isn't very efficient for the other person to say, okay, I want some unity with you. I'd like to get along. I'm going to guess what it would take to do that. Why make them guess? Why not just say, look, I'll be okay with you under the following conditions. You know, I'll still hate your policies and we'll still argue about politics, but I'll be okay with you as a citizen, as a person. I'll be okay with you under the following conditions. And here are my conditions. Now, it's not the only things that have ever bothered me. I'm just saying it's the only things I need, sort of the minimum, to think about unity. And my minimum requirement is that the Democrats apologize for the fine people hoax, the drinking bleach hoax, and the Russian collusion hoax, which they like to confuse with Russian interference, which actually did happen. And, of course, I'm using a little persuasion trick. Do you recognize it? What persuasion trick am I using? Maybe more than one. Let's see how good you are at spotting them now. I've been training you for a few years. I'll read it again, and then you tell me what persuasion trick. Yeah, laundry list is one of them, but there's another one I'm going for. All right? See if you can catch it. My minimum required for unity with Democrats is an apology for the fine people hoax, drinking bleach hoax, and the Russia collusion hoax. Somebody says high ground? No. It's, I see why you're saying high ground, but that's not what I was going for. It's thinking past the sale. That is correct. Very good. I'm seeing in the comments, most of you are actually getting the right answer. Would you have gotten that answer before I started talking about this thinking past the sale thing? Would you have all spotted that? Because I'd like to think that I set your filter so that you can spot it now. All right. So it is a persuasion trick to make them think about the apology for the hoaxes. It makes them think past the question of, hey, were these things real or were these things hoaxes? Now, they were hoaxes. I'm not trying to fool people into thinking something untrue. I'm trying to persuade them into thinking something that's true, that is real. You know, it's closer to reality than whatever they were imagining. So I would say that this is ethical persuasion. Manipulation is the word that I would use for unethical persuasion, where you're persuading something that's good, you're persuading other people to do something that's good for you, but maybe not so good for them. That's manipulation. But regular persuasion, where you're getting people to do things that are good for them and good for you, I would say that's just leadership. All right. And of course, this triggered a bunch of people to say, what do you mean, fine people hoax? I saw it myself on TV. He said it. I heard it with my own ears. And I'm taking a new technique with those people. My old technique was, let me show you my evidence. Here's the transcript. Here's my argument for why it's a hoax. As you've witnessed, I've been doing that for years with almost no success. Almost no success in simply presenting an argument with facts, and really clear facts, ones which they can check. Oh, here's the transcript. Now I see that I only saw the first part of the transcript. Now that you've showed me the second part, I can see it's a hoax. But when I only saw the first part, I was convinced I saw everything I needed to see, and then I was fooled. All right? So that never worked. You would think that would be the most obvious thing that would work, right? I believe something incorrect. Well, let me give you incontrovertible proof that you can check yourself in 5 seconds. You can Google it yourself. Just look for yourself. In 5 seconds, I can show you a fact that disproves your original thought. Didn't work. Not ever. So here's the new technique. When somebody makes that claim, oh, he did say it, I saw it with my own eyes, I retweet it and I tell the world, there are still people who think this happened. There's still people who believe this. And boy, does it trigger them. Of course, they go crazy because you're calling them out to embarrass them for a fake memory, which they still think is true. And so they're going to start to defend their false memory, which they can't. It's not possible because it didn't happen. And here's the new trick. So the new trick compared to the old technique was I would show them the transcript and make my argument. It never worked. The new one is this. I say, if you believe it happened, I challenge you to go find the transcript and paste it in the comments. And of course, they think, what kind of trick is this? Are you telling me that if I go get the transcript myself, I'm going to debunk myself? And of course, they don't believe that. And the first thing that they will do, predictably, is go get the fake transcript, which is the first half, where they leave out Trump's clarification that was unprompted, that modifies what he said so you're not confused. If you only see the top half, you are confused. That's why he clarified it. So that's the first thing they'll do is say, here it is, here's the transcript, I win, I said he said it in public, there's the transcript, I've won my case. And then you say, no it isn't, that's not the transcript. Now go back and find the whole transcript. Now the reason that I do this is because it is impossible to talk somebody into believing something they thought they saw with their own eyes. But it might be possible to get them to talk themselves out of it. You have to make them work, because if you do the work and say, here's the transcript, just read it. That just never works, because they're just automatically in defensive mode. But if you make them do the work on their own, you go find me the transcript. No, that wasn't it. Nope, you did not find the transcript yet. You found the fake one. Now go back and find the rest of it. Because even you can see that wasn't the last thing he said. I mean, you can tell from the excerpt that's not done. So we'll see if that works. I'll report in later, but it looked like it was making an effect.